Things are fine. Anyway. And we are live with Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker's Tank Roll Quest. It is time once more for me to deal with roll quests again. Because I got Gunbreaker to level 90! Woo! I got it to level 90 like yesterday or the day before. Anyway, let's get into it. Shrouded in peril, the Gridanian delegate is in urgent need of a stout defender to help combat a new threat to his homeland. I have come on behalf of the Twin Adders to enlist the aid of accomplished fighters. English is hard. The small folk cower in their homes for fear of an unprecedented threat to the Twelveswood, a blasphemy. It strikes quickly and with deadly precision before returning to the shadows. Whence it came, try as we might, we have yet to devise the means to track it, much less slay it. Several brave souls search for it even now, but their chances would improve greatly if they had a stout protector by their side. Judging by your reputation, I dare say you're precisely the man we seek. What say you? Will you serve as the shield that stands between Gridania and certain doom? See, about that! I don't have a shield. Protecting the realm is what I do. I'll take that as an enthusiastic yes. Make haste to the Adder's Nest and report to my superior. All Gridania shall pray for your success. The fuck? Oh. That was so weird! So we don't have an Ulda one. Ulda! I miss Robon. Apparently I need to deal with Robon. I need to... The ultimate test. Oof, it's so much smoother now that I've locked it to 60 instead of 30. Our liaison and Razad Han sent word of your arrival, but I can still scarcely believe our luck. Are you truly here to help us bring this wicked blasphemy to heel? Then there is hope for us yet. I shall fetch the Elder Seed Seer at once. She is leading the hunt, and I'm certain she'll be most eager to see you. No drop frames. Stream is still locked to 30. Full glad am I to welcome you in good health and good spirits, John. On behalf of all Gridania, allow me to thank you for rising to our defense yet again. You will forgive me for skewing further formalities. As time is of the essence, I shall share with you what little we know of this elusive scourge. Following the events in Thavnair, we received the report that an unidentified man had fallen into fits on the road before transforming into a beast most foul, a blasphemy we soon determined. Eyewitnesses to subsequent attacks spoke of patterns on its skin reminiscent of heavy chains, and thus we have named it Gleipnir for the creature of legend. It emerges from the brush without warning, bringing destruction and tragedy to those unfortunate enough to be near. Ere we can respond, it retreats into hiding, leaving no trace for us to follow. The elementals cry out for us to rid the forest of this wicked presence, yet even if we tracked it to its lair, I fear besting the beast would be no simple matter. The wounds of Gleipnir's victims are tainted by corruption. We can but conclude that the fiend's fangs, claws, and horns are all imbued with the powerful poison. The smallest scratch sends the afflicted into fits, and death soon follows. Mayhap you know of the creeping death. The effects of Gleipnir's vile poison bear more than a passing similarity to the symptoms of that deadly plague. It swept through the Twelveswood many years ago. The sick found their skin covered in chain-like patterns and spent their final moments in excruciating pain. It was long before it came to Gridania, but people still speak of it with dread. Is it true that the disease spared not a single hire? Very nearly, yes. Before the remainder were taken, we were able to devise a cure from the Glimshroom. Slow though it was, the scars of this tragedy could then begin to heal. Glipnir threatens to reopen old wounds, I fear. Yet despite the similarities between the blasphemous corruption and the creeping death's marks, it is unclear how these two phenomena are related, if at all. Both conjuring and white magic have failed to abate the poison spread. To confront Glipnir now would place our soldiers at risk of grievous injury. Forgive me, Elder Seats here, but this appears to be urgent. How dare you? What? Again? Glipnir has struck once more. In the North Shroud, the whalers came too late to see the beast themselves, but the man it attacked yet lives. They are bringing him to Falgord float as we speak. Yeah. Then we must meet them there. Will you accompany us, John? Athelmere should be able to apprise us of the details upon our arrival. Hey yo, I got that drip, and I kind of wish I could use this outfit on like everyone, or on all the classes, I should say. I read Teleporters to Loferoy, and I was like, what? Godwin? Oh yeah, and have a little Solus now. My boy. I wish they'd let us have a wind up Emet / Hades. Elder Seatsir, you honor us with your presence. I cannot thank you enough for coming all this way. Given the dire circumstances, I would not leave this to another. Where is the wounded man? Outside of the bobbing cork, being attended to by one of our healers. Hearers? Hearers? He is a capable healer, but I worry this is beyond his abilities. I should do all in my power to aid him. Unfortunately, I'm not a level 90 healer. I can't help. Only 83. I'm only a level 83 scrub. What can you do? I in turn may have need of assistance as well. Ask that you stay close, both of you. Ah yes, the dips and the tank. I'm done with all my dips quests. Thankfully. He's a hardy soul, but I'm utterly at a loss. While I manage to heal his wounds, the poison lingers. I fear the worst is yet to come. When I remove his clothes for treatment, I recognize the chains, if this is indeed the creeping death. Do not lose heart. I shall spare no effort. Rest for now. We may have need of your talents again ere long. Chigos, man. Chigos. A bloody swarm of them. What? That came from the East Gate. Chigos are known as carriers of the creeping death. The villagers are on edge. If they think the Valkan harbingers of another plague, they may panic. Pray see to the Chigos. I shall remain here with the victim. Cool. Oh, that reminds me. I need to change the mount on here. Who the... They were near Alder Springs, a whole swarm of them, like an army getting ready for war. Bringing the creeping death like as not. Folk have been dropping dead with no rhyme or reason, and I'm not about to join them. No, sir. Came running back fast as my legs could carry me. Where you been? I'll show you to a hearer if so. Not a single hole that doesn't belong, you can be sure. You'd best do something about that swarm, though. Would that we could, but keeping the gate man is our priority, and we have not the numbers to spare for a hunting party. By the time whaling reinforcements arrive, it may be too late. We'll deal with the Chigos. The one who calls the greater number owes the other a flagon of ale. Aye? I commend your bravery. Godspeed, and don't get bitten. Literally, it's not even worth running. It's like right here. Ah! Oh, I could have done that one. I never did try this move. Oh, it's because it requires cartridges. That's why. 12 be praised, and you have come bearing a cure for the creeping death, but it's of little use against actual death. It's fine, my dude! Aye, that's why I've come. I'd heard tell of a man suffering from uncommon pains at Falgor Float. Sensed an opportunity for philanthropy, and a touch of profit, I'll admit. It's true, his condition demands a much swifter pair of feet than mine. Could you bring the medicine to him in my stead? No need for payment this time, of course. Of course, because you know I saved your life, and you're grateful. You saved my life, and one good turn deserves another. Based. I hope the cure works as well as purported. As for me, I'll be on my way, and give any Vulcan I spy a wide berth. Do 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 do. Thank you for calling the Chigos. Alas, the patient's because yet to improve, and it's all we can do to keep him from becoming the poison. I know this medicine. It was once used to treat the creeping death. Given his symptoms, it may well prove effective here as well. It works upon the body quite quickly, as I recall. Groan. Hold on just a while longer, my friend. The medicine will soon relieve your pain. I don't. It hurts. It hurts. Ah. Why? Why? The man shrieks, dying his throat as his body is racked by violent convulsions. He then falls still and quiet, as if his breath was snatched from his chest. "12, have mercy. At the very least, his suffering is over." Had we been quicker to deliver the medicine, would he have lived? Nay, I think not. He was doomed from the moment the poison entered his blood, as will be others if we do not soon gain an understanding of our foe. Let this tragedy not be in vain, but serve as a lesson. Though the effects of Glypnir's corruption resemble the creeping death, 'tis clear that the two share little else in common. The poison burns through the body more quickly than any disease. Too deadly is it to be borne by creatures so fragile as Chugos, or any other besides. And then that is one less possibility that people need fear. 'Tis a shame a life was lost, but this knowledge may help us ensure that others are not. Spread word, but do so with delicacy. In these troubled times, fear and despair can drive even the goodliest of souls to desperate ends. Glypnir is the only blasphemy known to us in Gridania, for now. We must do our utmost to stop him from sowing further discord. Understood, Elder Seatseer. I'll give this man a proper burial before sharing what we've discovered. Ascertaining Gleipnir's whereabouts is still primary concern. Let us return to the Adder's Nest, for information shall be our most reliable weapon in the days ahead, and there is no better place to acquire it. I have a friend whose performance numbers on this game just make zero sense. Because my 1050 gets 120 FPS at 1080p. He's got a 3080 and playing at 4K and he gets like 77. That makes no sense. I am pretty sure Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which gets like 110 or something, is more intensive than this game. So he should be well in the 120s, if not more. Gleipnir has been cited in various locales, and though we are reviewing every report, we suspect most are erroneous. Fear has a way of making one jump at shadows. It will take some time before we have determined which reports merit a more involved investigation. Till then, I ask that you stay vigilant and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of blasphemy. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, I need to stay back for one. To give voice, the keeper of the entwined serpents is eager to resume the hunt. We have followed upon every report concerning Gleipnir, even those that beggared belief. The most promising suggest the blaster is currently stalking the South Shroud. Okay, 1 second. We are to proceed there at once, for there's no telling when it might strike again. The Elder Seatseer is already en route to Roots Lake. Let us not keep her waiting. Ugh. Greetings, John. As luck would have it, my sister Raya frequents Camp Tranquil. We would do well to meet with her first, for she may have knowledge of this threat that can aid us in our search. I'm a level 71 white mage. Or 73, actually. 73, I think. Yeah, it's been too long, Ryo. Kan-e. I was afraid the situation might force your arrival. Would that this reunion was under more joyous circumstances. It is hard to see her joined by the bearer of Toa's will. Unfortunately, Glipnir's poison cannot be cured by any healing force known to us, as I'm sure you have already learned. Nevertheless, I have faith that together we will find a way to defeat it. Apparently, Ryo sings our praises to her brother. Every moment is crucial, so let us dispense with further pleasantries. I've received word of Glipnir's whereabouts. I have. It recently ambushed a poor traveler who succumbed to his wounds soon thereafter. A tragic and increasingly common tale. No others of Camp Tranquil have come to harm, but some claim they feel a presence in the distant trees, staring at them with a malicious intensity. They struggle to find the courage to venture beyond the safety of the camp. I swear, my reading skills are getting worse and worse by the like month. Eventually, I'll be streaming a game with lots of dialogue, and I just can't read the. While its victims exhibit symptoms reminiscent of the creeping death, Glipnir's corruption seems only to affect those who have been assaulted by the blasphemy itself. We've yet to confirm a single instance of it spreading from one individual to another. That's somewhat reassuring, but it'll provide little comfort to the people here, I think. What's going on Twitter? There's a no. There's a Disney bundle. $17 gets you a bunch of what looks to be Star Wars games. That's a miss from me. I might get the one with XCOM though, because I want to play XCOM on stream. If Glipnir comes, any defense we mount will come at great cost. Those who fall wounded will invariably die. I'm at a loss, and the people under my care can see it. They grow tense and bicker amongst themselves. Some even accuse me of standing idly by while this monster roams free, as if I'm not doing all that I can. I apologize. Would that I had come to you sooner. Would that there were more I could offer you. Perhaps the elementals could help? Maybe the 12? The elementals cry out for succor as loudly as the people do. This I know you feel, Kan-e. Glipnir poses a threat to all life in the 12's wood, and as such, we should face it as one. Their strength has waned since the calamity, and I'm reluctant to impose upon them. Nay, as seed seers, it is our duty to first expend every option available to us, and spare them further distress. Once we have laid low the blasphemy, the elementals will be at peace. Well then, how do you propose we go about that? First, allow me to speak with the people here and assure them that all will be well. That Gridania's resolve to weather the storm remains steadfast. No road is closed to those true of heart. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you'd begin with an earnest and heartfelt appeal. For my part, I shall reach out to Arun. Perhaps together we can find a way to offer similar comfort to the elementals. I have no doubt we will require their assistance in the days ahead. Thank you, sister. May the 12 watch over and keep you both. See? Immediate response is to go to our brother. But yeah, in Endwalker, we find out, in like the Endwalker story, the most popular foldable for some reason, the Z Flip 4. I have the Z Fold 3. And the Z Fold 4 is apparently the Z Fold 3, but slightly better. Which is really stupid. 。 May I trouble you to accompany me? The presence of a storied hero would surely lend credence to my claims that the people's difficulties will soon be at an end. Yeah, you know, just the imposing warrior of light who's always silent and just gives you stoic nods. Who was it that's just like, you're just gonna give me a stoic nod? I forget who it was, but honestly, yeah. While I attend to that, I shall gather what information I can from the wood whalers stationed here. Pray look for me at the camp proper when you have finished. It's been a minute since I saw Raya O. Probably because my white mage is 73. The next quest is 80. Oh boy. That actually reminds me, hold on a second. Whence the healing springs. My guess is this is the 80 quest. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the white mage. I don't remember any of the quest names. Like I can't even tell you what the Astrologian and Machinist 80. I did the Machinist one, not Astrologian. I actually need to go and do the 80 Astrologian quest. Oh, I'm 84. I thought it was 83. Whoa. If we are to convince the people that they need not live in fear of Glipnir, then my words alone may be insufficient. I do not comport myself as an imposing figure, blessed with martial prowess, to say that. You, on the other hand, are renowned as a peerless warrior who has triumphed in countless trials. Simply looking on your features fills me with confidence that this crisis too shall pass. I pray you stand by my side, that those we speak with might be joyed by your presence. Blah, blah, blah. It's just the regular... Seats are sitting pretty with their guards and finery. What do they care for beasts is riding amok? They'll be fine. That's why they're doing nothing while it hunts us. We'd be fools to trust our lives to those that... What, don't care? Wit? Aye, past time we went south. At least in Ul'dah, they don't pretend to look out for the common man. Elders, it's here. I was just, promise you that we are sparing no effort in our hunt for Glepnir. However, it will take time, and more may suffer before the beast is laid low. Nevertheless, I ask that you place your faith in me, if only for a while longer. I love the 12 Wood and her people with all my heart, and I will not let our enemy torment us forever. I understand. Man's gotta give voice to his worries from time to time. Nothing I want less than to abandon my home. I'll stick around, for now. Distraught woman and... restive man. Alcazolka? Oh yeah! That's the that's where I stopped on the scholar quests at the moment because I can't do the stupid thing. I need to go back and do it. Single scratch is enough to spell one's doom, they say. Nothing but to wait for death to come. How can we face a beast like that? Do not give in to despair, my friend. Know that I shall do all in my power to see us through this crisis. Hold fast to hope and encourage others to do so as well. I'll try, Elder Seats here. I'll try. I know you've placed yourself at risk, leaving the safety of the city and coming here. Now, that means a lot to me and mine. I'll stay close to the whalers and pray news of your triumph reaches us soon. Thank you. I promise you that it will not be long. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. We were talking to distraught people and being cursed out because she's apparently hiding off in her ivory tower, even though I swear we're in the middle of nowhere, not in an ivory tower, but sure. I saw it, a gargantuan beast stalk in the woods, with horns the size of my leg. What's to stop it from coming here to fill its belly? Gleipnir will do no such thing, I swear. I shall see to it personally that the blasphemy does not come within a mile of this village. Keep heart, for brighter days lie ahead of us. Truly, Elder Seatsir? Ah, perhaps I've let my imagination get the better of me. You are a beacon in these dark times, so pray you restore the peace soon. I shall, you can be certain. I swear, we had one dude just be like, I'm gonna go to Ul'dah, or at least they tell me to my face. Nobody gives a shit. Dude, that doesn't make it better. Okay. What we doing next? We're talking to the keeper of the entwined serpent. Will that be all for now, Elder Seatsir? It will. I have done what I can to quell the unrest, but so long as Gleipnir lives, they will never be at peace. Indeed, you're correct. Today was a welcome reminder of that truth, and an important step in our journey. Maybe I should visit these settlements more often. Doubtless some here think me as distant as the elementals, so rarely do they see me in the outer reaches. Yeah. You definitely should come down from on high, a bit more. You have served me admirably as protectors thus far, for which I am grateful. Yet until we have found and laid Gleipnir low, I must continue to pose upon your goodwill. There's no imposition, Elder Seatsir. You saved me on the killing fields of Cartanau. My life is yours, now and always. Saved his life. He owes her his life. He just protects her for it. You know what? Hey, good on you. Repaying your debts. Your life is your own to command, but I thank you for your words and your conviction, which fills me with confidence that the path we walk is true. Even if that path takes us far afield. Did I ever tell you that when I was a young student, I would often steal into the woods with a dear friend of mine, much to the chagrin of our teacher? Deep down, I suspect there's still a part of me that yearns to wander where I should not. You should go to Ishgard then. Why did I say Ishgard of all places? You should go to Ultima Thule. Elder Seatsir, word from the border. We've got ourselves a right bloody mess by the sound of it. Oh, fuck! What has happened? Per your instructions, the whalers closed the roads to all travel while we scoured the woods for sign of Gleipnir. But now, a group of locals are demanding to be let through into Tanalan. They're terrified by the sound of it, screaming about the creeping death and gods know what else. And despair grips their hearts. If it consumes them wholly, then we may have yet more blasphemies to contend with. I'll speak with them. Wild rumors fuel their panic, and with truth and compassion will I convince them to see reason and return to their homes. If anyone can, it's you, Elder Seatsir. We're doing our best to keep them calm for now, but my man's words painted a grim picture. I pray you make your way to the border as quickly as you can. Oh, just let them through! What's her name can deal with them? The Namu Unnamo, or whatever the fuck her name is. Said blood nunning. Nan Garland. I fucking love Nero. I had to do Praetorium recently, and I'm just like sadness. I had to deal with ARR guys. Woo! Did I get disconnected from the chat room without dropping frames or frame rate? That's great, Twitch chat. It's great. Fucking Twitch chat. There should be 6 roll quest videos, or 5 to 6. It depends if there's like a follow-up like with Endwalker. Not Endwalker. Shadowbreakers. Let us through, damn you! We're standing here while the creeping death nips at our heels. You're telling us to die. Those rumors are false. The Elder Seer herself sent word that the creeping death is not responsible for the recent incidents. You mustn't surrender to panic. Return to your homes and we'll deal with the threat. And pay no heed to baseless stories. Stories. I've seen the dead with my own eyes. Don't tell me what is and isn't true. But you haven't seen the dead with your own eyes. Hearken to me, my friends. I come before you now to assure you that the creeping death has not returned. Only those who have been wounded by Glypnir are in danger, and so I beseech you to take shelter in your homes until the threat has passed. Glypnir, the beast I saw in the wood, we have to run. It could have followed us. You saw him where? Not far from here. Those glistening horns, those terrible chains, reaching out to drag you down to the seventh hell. We ran and never looked back. Dumbass. But don't worry, it didn't catch any of us. No one's marked, see? That means we're safe, right? But say we weren't quite fast enough. What then? Oh, fuck. Its horns and claws are where the poison resides, and even a scratch would be cause for concern. Everyone's just like, even a little scratch. Then it's too late for me. Is that why my body feels like it's on fire? You told me the branches tripped you up. You said that's how it happened. You said... Oh, heavenly winds, guide us to the fount of strength. May we drink from it and be made whole. I don't feel any better. Do it again. Do it again. It hurts. Help me. A disease that conjure has no effect. There can be no mistake. This is Glypnir's doing. Even so, I ask that you not lose heart. Stay strong, for if you surrender to fear, the beast has already won. No, I don't want to die. Please, help me. Gah. Oh, God. Get back! Well, he died early. You said it wasn't. Why? Liars, all of you. None of us are safe. None of us will. Great. Now there's two of them. Despair made manifest. 12 for Fend. Is there naught that can be done for these poor souls? No, unfortunately not. Not but one thing I know. We must lay them to rest, contain the threat. I'm on it. Apparently the overhead camera I have is like really, really slow. Doom! Just doom strike it all. I need to get healer to level 90 fast because it's the easiest way to grind out tombstones. They are at peace. Would that it had not come to this, I was powerless to prevent it. You did all you could, Elder Seer. Is that what's going to happen to us? Is there no hope? What you witnessed was the fate of those who fall to deepest despair. It feeds upon grief and anguish, and is more deadly than Glypnir itself. But as I swore to you that we shall defeat the blasphemy that haunts your homeland, so too do I swear that despair will not be the end of us. Keep the faith and look to the horizon, for brighter days will come. As you say, Elder Seats here, as you say. Glipnir is not here, so you are free to return to your homes, but I urge you to take care on the path back. We will, Elder Seats here. Indignant woman. The storm has passed, but a darker tempest roils in the distance. So long as the specter of despair looms, the people will struggle to take any words of comfort to heart. We will see more tragedies like this. The elementals too cry out for a solution. The longer we struggle to resolve this crisis, the more innocent lives we put at risk. Raya O said we would need to turn to the elementals for assistance, and I know now that she was right. And so I will seek audience with the Great One. However, there are preparations I must attend to first. I shall make the proper ablutions at the lotus stand. I pray return to the Adder's Nest and await my summons. Wait, so are you telling us we're not gonna get to see the elementals pop up? Because that's actually kind of upsetting. Do, 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 do. Despite our best efforts, we have been unable to prevent further loss of life. I foresee even greater hardship ahead. As we press on, we mustn't forget the words of the Elder Seats, dear. We must strive to remain undaunted in the face of despair. Despair. Yeah. She's preparing for a communion with the Great One. When the time is right, she'll call upon us both. Until then, my friends, stay strong. All right. I'm going to be right back. Also, this is what I meant by... Y'all see this, right? It's like frozen. It's like completely borked. Yeah, this is what I meant by there's like a weird like delay. It's like running really low frame rate for some reason. Anyway, like I said, I'll be right back. I do be back. I don't know what to do with the camera thing. I need it obviously to be working properly for. Wait, could it be? I don't think that's it. Okay. I, I need to figure out what's wrong with it so that I can fix it. Because the Elgato never does that. And Elgato products are temperamental shit. Ugh, Twitter, behave. Anyway. A gift undone. The tired eyes and some shoulders of the keeper of the entwined serpents bespeaks weariness. Oh god. The situation has worsened since last we spoke. Glipnir grows bolder in his attacks, and the conjurers are spread thin in their efforts to attend the victims. Moreover, we are no closer to finding a means to counteract the blasphemy's poison. With no choice but to wait until death claims them, some are overwhelmed by hopelessness, becoming mad beasts that lash out at the former countrymen. Such tragedies all too easily beget further tragedy, as bereaved loved ones are in turn overcome and sharing the same horrid fate. The people speak of these incidents in hushed whispers, afraid that at any moment a monster might appear within their midst. Indeed, let us hope that the Elder Seedseer's efforts to enlist the aid of the elementals are successful, and that united we may at last cleanse the 12's wood of this evil once and for all. Urgent news, John. Glipnir has ambushed a party of wood whalers. They are engaged with the blasphemy near the guardian tree where the Great One slumbers. This bodes ill. Has it divined the Elder Seedseer's intent? Is it attempting to prevent her from communing with the elementals? Bah! In any event, we cannot let Glipnir harm the tree. The Elder Seedseer bade us rendezvous with her at Sorrel Haven. We leave at once. Dude, why am I getting like constant phone calls? Anyway, it's like, I just want to play Final Fantasy. Stop calling me. Random scam sales calls and shit. But like, hey, do you want to pay $1,000? It's like, hey, do you want to pay $1,000 to, you know, have $1,000 less? Like, scammers be weird sometimes. But like, hey, would you like to give us $1,000 so that we can have money and you won't? But then they'll hide it and shit. Battered arms and armor are strewn across the ground, but there's no other trace of man or blasphemy. Why am I being assaulted? I see. I think I know what happened here, though I pray that I am wrong. There's no sign of the woodwheelers save their arms and armor. Seasoned warriors would never cast aside the equipment, but here it lies, and I see not a single body. In the face of certain death, even the bravest among us can succumb to despair. Before the blasphemous poison took them, they transformed. Glipnir could not have gone far. He may be watching us even now. Be on your guard. The air is thick with corruption. If the woodwheelers succumb to a man, then we can expect a hard fight. Though I dread the thought of hurting our brave soldiers, we cannot allow the creatures they have become to roam free. Let us form two groups to more quickly track down and kill the beasts. Once we have finished, we shall regroup under the boughs of the guardian tree. I mean, I look badass, and the rest of y'all look meh. Really? Really? This is what we're doing now? I need to level up Blue Mage. That has nothing to do with this quest, but... Our work is done, then. That doesn't sound ominous at all, no. The loss of so many brave souls is tragic, but now they are at peace, and the guardian tree is safe. Let us take comfort in that. I but pray that the Great One will hear my plea. Is this not where we pulled Yushola from, like, the Ethereal Sea and shit? He was just like, no, fuck off. Elder Seats here, are you hurt? The Great One is filled with fear, an all-consuming fear unlike any I have ever felt. It spoke to me, and its words were clarion. Drive the evil away, drive the evil away. It can think of naught else, and so we will not receive the aid we seek. Not until we can dispel the dread that claws at the forest's very heart. No, this is our last hope. Hey, friend, if you give in to despair, I'm gonna kill you. just saying. So don't. I've killed enough people today. We are not alone. Bruh? Mans looks like a behemoth. There can be no mistake. This is the profane beast, the blasphemy that has mired the 12's wood in despair. Glipnir. It's just a white behemoth. Stay back. It makes for the guardian tree. We must stop it. The poison. You mustn't let it touch you. Such fearsome strength. All right, let's do it. We fighting it early. Let's go, baby. Eh? In accordance with our covenant, we Pagil have been blessed by the elementals. From the moment we are chosen, we are bound to act as mediators between man and nature. Isumiyan. Okay. The most skilled among us are honored as seed seers, and it is their duty to guide Gridania through times both poor and prosperous. I cannot say which of you will be found more worthy. In my estimation, you both have the potential to become seed seers. Of that, I become more certain by the day. Huh? But I don't want to be a seed seer. I never wanted to be a Pagil either. I never asked for any of this. Why can't I live a normal life like everyone else? How come I don't get to grow old? Why was I cursed with these ugly horns? I like them, and maybe we didn't choose to be born this way, but I don't think it makes us that different from everyone else. It's a rare gift, a blessing even. And if we can use it to help others, then we should. Don't give up on becoming a seed seer, Kani. Oh. We'd all be worse for it. A blessing. I never thought of it that way. I suppose I just hated not having a choice, but maybe you're right. Kani Sena. Ayo, wait! Is this person who I think it is then? That makes this so much worse. Kani. Yep. Glipnir is, oh boy. We failed in our duty. But also Pog. The matron is merciful. The elder Seatsir has fallen unconscious, but is otherwise unharmed. The blasphemy must not have touched her, for I do not see the telltale mark of poison. Still, I am no healer, and she should be looked after by those who are. I shall carry her back to Gridania. Must leave before Glipnir returns. Await me at the Adder's Nest. Dude. This do be some scary ass shit. We just got fast traveled. That's cool. Allow me to thank you again for your thank you again for your assistance. The elder Caesar has been delivered into the care of Yi Sumiyan, and by the grace of the elementals will she make a full recovery. In fact, she has already gained consciousness, but is not yet allowed to receive visitors. We can but wait for now. God damn it, I was useless. I could do nothing while the elder Caesar faced Glipnir alone. As to be her shield, that I stand before you while she lies abed is proof of my failure. You truly are the hero of whom the bards sing, aren't you? You've suffered terrible trials, yet still you stand tall and resolute. Thank you for your counsel. How close I came to forgetting the lessons of my past. Spoken of it to a few, truth be told. It brings me shame to recall it. I fought at Cartano, not as a soldier of the Orison Alliance, but as a conscript in the Garlean Imperial Army. Clad in armor and magitech, another drop in a sea of pitiless metal. You grow numb to the violence and the killing out of necessity. It becomes routine, work to earn your next meal. But then the moon shattered and the dragon emerged, and when the dust had settled, I was another body clinging to life amongst the fallen. I remember staring at the burning sun above, growing weaker, wondering if the heat or an Eorzin's blade would finish the job. But it wasn't death that came, but salvation. I was delivered from my well-earned fate by the elder Seatsir. She deigned to save a man who once bared steel against her people. Her kindness didn't end there. Once my wounds had healed, she welcomed me with open arms. Never did she regard me with distrust, nor did she ever make me feel obliged to repay my debt. I mean, you do that all on your own. She fought not to take life, but to safeguard it. Through our friendship, I came to see the wisdom in that distinction, and pledged my remaining years to her service. It would have accomplished nothing to throw myself against Glipnir in vain, and even if there was profit to be found in the sacrifice, she would not abide it. Your words serve to remind me of this. We will defeat the blasphemy, aye, but we will do so without forsaking that which we hold dear. This I swear. Let's go! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bro, we've seriously only done 3 of them. Anyway, I'll be right back. Anyway, we're back. Let's go. A pact proven. The keeper of the twine serpents has good news to share. John, the elder seat here has grown strong enough to receive visitors. Come, we must go to Stillglade Fane at once. Where is that? North? Wait, no. Oh! Okay. It's literally Old Gridania. The Conjurer's Guild. I do find it weird. It doesn't show you like your friends. If you have like friends in the same area, it won't show them on the map. But it'll show like party members and shit. Elder Seeds here. It fills my heart with joy to see you in better health. I'm gladdened by your presence as well, my friend. Unless you wonder, know that the conjurers found no trace of the poison in my humors. If you're ready, I would resume our search for Glipnir. They may be up to the task, but you are not. 'Tis one thing to engage in conversation, quite another to go gallivanting about the Twelves Wood, hunting a blasphemy. I'm aware you are a conjurer of surpassing skill, and would not presume to gainsay your judgment, but have my wounds not healed? Those visible to the naked eye, perhaps. I worry that the strain of your communion with the Great One has taken a toll on you in ways we may struggle to perceive. The Great One is a being of purest ether, and you were exposed to its unbridled despair, its raw terror. There may be consequences. I'm aware of that, but Glipnir must be stopped. Until the blasphemy is laid low, people continue to die. How am I to carry out my duties, cloister dear? How am I to deliver the forest and its people from this despair? 'Tis your duties that demand you remain. I understand your frustration. But if you were to fall in battle, if your guiding light you bear were to fade, then all Gridania would be lost. Rest, Connie. Rest and gather your strength, so that when the time comes, you are fit to do what must be done. In the meantime, trust in your allies. You're right. That said, I see no reason I cannot join in planning our next step. As you said before, conversation is quite unlike gallivanting about a hunt. Our encounter with Glipnir has made it plain that we cannot hope to triumph over it as we are. Only with the Great One's power can we achieve victory. When the seventh umbral calamity was nigh, the Great One committed a portion of its boundless strength to extend a barrier over heaven and earth, the Ermin Hedge. Thus will the Twelves would spare the worst. If you could convince it to again lend us even a small measure of that power, we would not need fear the poison. Therefore, I believe we should pour our efforts into placating the elementals, that we might earn their favor. Blah. We must make your voice heard, then, yes? We must show that we are not the enemy. The quieting? Ah, of course, you are the inheritor of Aetoa's will. Raya-O and Arun praised the wisdom and bravery displayed that day. Indeed, we are very nearly overrun by the creatures the Great One called to its defense. But this time is different. The Great One quakes with such fear that it cannot even bear to hold its enemy. To behold its enemy. let alone fight it, and so we must first find a way to dispel this fear that binds it. Reassured that together we can defeat Glypnir, only then will it hearken to our words. I think, too, that we must gain a greater understanding of what drives Glypnir. It seems to bear a resentment towards the elementals, the Great One in particular. Why? I've pondered the question myself. Lingering memories of the person Glypnir once was may be responsible. Reports from Radzat Han suggest this is likely the case, in fact. If we could ascertain the original identity of the blasphemy, but where are we even to begin our investigation? You were granted a vision of Glypnir's past, and I was there, then I may know who he is. Or was. As do I, the boy who trained alongside Kani in her youth. Ia Sura Supin, after all these years, is this what became of him? You mentioned him briefly before. Were you close? Ia Sura was Pajali like me, but he had never known his parents and devoted himself wholly to his studies. He embraced the role the Force had bestowed upon him, and truth be told, was a much better student than I ever was. A fair assessment, and despite your esteemed heritage, you never took to my lessons as well as he, ever dreaming of the outside world. Stealing off into the woods more times than I can count. I could not keep watch over you at all hours, not even if I tried. The elder Seedseer, a rebellious spirit, I could scarce imagine it. I resented being a Pajal. It was inconceivable to me that I could not live among the others, and I did not scruple to express my misgivings to Sumiyan at every opportunity. Iyasura was a pillar of constant support. It was thanks to his encouragement that I at last embraced my destiny and resolved to use my gifts for the greater good. We would become Seedseers together, I believed, until one fateful day, when we were gathering herbs in the forest at Isumiyan's behest. We met a wanderer hailing from a distant land, who told us his beloved was with child, and that he had traveled to Gridania to beseech the Great One for a painless birth. He asked us to guide him to the guardian tree. However, entry into such sacred places was not ours to permit, and there was something odd about his demeanor besides. With regret, I refused him, but Iyasura was loath to turn away a goodly stranger in need. He agreed to guide the man, despite my protestations. I ran to Isumiyan as fast as I could, and together we made haste to the guardian tree. Oh. We found the man motionless on the ground, having succumbed to the Great One's rage, and next to him was Iyasura, alive but unconscious. In truth, the man had been an adventurer, a seeker of wealth and glory, and as he had knelt to make false supplications, he lunged forward to tear a branch from the guardian tree. He was yet a child, and Iyasura had no inkling of the darkness that could dwell within men's hearts. He learned the lesson that day, but the price he paid for it was great indeed. The Great One stripped Iyasura of his horns, and with them the right to call himself a Pajal. I was forced to expel him from the fane. I never saw him again, nor heard a word of what had become of him, though not for lack of trying. Despite his hardships, did he remain in the Tovewood all this time, I wonder? He dreamed of naught else but becoming Seedseer, of a life in service to the people in the forest. He knew the weight of the responsibility and was eager to bear it. But he was deprived of that purpose by the very elementals he loved. And yet, he did not lose that will to serve, I suspect. Instead, resolved to watch over the Tovewood in his own way. I shudder to think what could have hastened his transformation into Glypnir, as if his life was not harsh enough. In our final conversation, Iyasura confided in me that he would search for a means to calm the Great One's rage and earn absolution. To that end, he said that he would seek the counsel of the Mughals. They have called the Tovewood home for far longer than we have, and so none are more like to have knowledge of its most hidden workings. That comes as no surprise. He would not give up so easily on his dream. Even if the Mughals know not of Iyasura, they may be able to help us in other ways. Will you travel to the bramble patch in my stead, John? I have faith they'll accept you with their characteristic aplomb. No frame drops, no frame rate drops. And I keep getting welcome to the chat room because Twitch chat is... Uh... Oh. It's like heavy. Limiting the frame rate does not fix it. Anyway, apologies for the weird scene change. I did not expect that to happen. I pressed A while apparently tapped into OBS for some reason. And so it was like, oh, you want audio sources? I need to figure out what's causing the issue. I might just restart. It's weird because the Mughals are all in a Heavensward area, I'm pretty sure. Ah, quite a peculiar face you have, Kupo. Familiar, too. You wouldn't be the self-same warrior who gave the legendary Muggles Guard what for, would you? John, was it? Aha! It is an honor to meet you. Allow me to thank you personally for bringing that silliness to an end. Pukwa is the name, what brings you to our neck of the Tollswood. It might be because I'm actively using Steam and my games drive. That could be it. Um, it could be any number of things, and I have no idea. Why, what a pleasant coincidence. We were just discussing how we ought to go about calming the elementals, Koopa. That blasphemy of the dreadful horns has got them on edge, for good reason. I've had to ask my personal guard here to sleep with one eye open. In case you haven't noticed, the beast's corruption has been spreading all throughout the woods. Needless to say, we've all got to stand up and put the 12's to rights. Ryo suggested that the Mughals contribute by scouring the forest for even the smallest signs of taint. Got to cleanse it before it gets out of hand, you know. Difficult and time-consuming work, but if it's in service to the forest, then we'll do it gladly, Kupo. Hey, I know you. You're the adventurer who gave me some of my finest scars. Coop-de-coop of the Muggles Guard. No hard feelings about the whole hail to the king Kupo bit, I hope. Hail to the king! There's a little like part of the of that fight. The music is really like it's really fun. Anyway, not going to call for a rematch either, in case you're worried about that. Ryo and the others cured us of our tempering, and afterwards sat us down for Sir Lecture. No more calling upon good King Moggle Mog the 12 for us. May ever remain unsummoned in his royal grace and splendor. Indeed, and what better way to make up for past indiscretions than to serve the realm? Even now, our kin scour every elm of the 12's wood, and we would be remiss not to do our part. We'd be overjoyed to have a hero such as you helping us as well. If you're willing, something tells me you have a sharp eye for the taint we seek to cleanse. Can we count on you, Kupo? Beating is hard, Kupo. Your reputation for magnanimity is well deserved. Let's begin by moving to higher ground that we may survey the area and locate any particularly nasty spots of blight. Hail to the king. Huh? Usually when you interact with someone, it drops you off of the thing. I was half expecting to lose a ton of HP. Oh, you're able to make your way up here after all. I was worried you'd be stuck. Apologies for leaving you behind, but it's so easy to forget that your kind lack wings, Kupo. Now then, where is it? There, to the south. Let us cleanse that festering taint at once. Hail to the king. Tainted sprite. Oh, jeez. Woo! Poco poco. Poco peca. That was some fine work, Kupo. I dare say it's in even better shape than it was before. The others are doubtless flittering about, stamping out corruption wheresoever it rears its hideous head. If I were the Great One, I'd be applauding our efforts. Well, insofar as such a being without hands can clap, I suppose. How goes the tank cleansing, Coop-de-Coop? I did what I could, but I swear, as soon as I finished with one area, two more start manifesting a fresh taint. The forest's ability to heal itself is waning. And the sickness is spreading too fast for even a legion of Muggles to manage, if we don't come up with a better solution soon. The situation is more grave than we imagined, Kupo. Oh, what do we do? We should maintain our efforts to purify the forest regardless. But since there are only so many of us, we must also help the forest to remember how to help itself. Brilliant idea, I think. How do we go about doing that? Well, just getting to that part, Kupo. I've got it. We performed the friending. The friending? What in the name of good King Mogomog the 12 may he shower us with love and compassion and Koopa nuts? Is that Koopa nuts? Truth be told, I couldn't remember the ancient rite's name, so I just made something up on the spot, Kupo. But let's forget about that for now and move on to the stuff I do remember. It's an old ceremony first performed in the nation of Gardania was but a spark of an idea of a random thought in its founders' heads. But a spark of an idea of a random thought. Oh boy. They knew that if they were to establish a home within the Twelveswood, that they would first have to entreat the elementals for permission. So a mage and their company found and cleansed a few sources of foul ether, planting saplings in their place, and consecrated the soil with a prayer to show the forest the purity of their intentions. The elementals were so taken with his display that not only did they permit his people to settle within the forest, they also bestowed upon him their blessing as proof of their new covenant, Kupo. I remember now, the Gardanians still honor the agreement to this day. For every tree that is cut down, a sapling is planted. So if we follow history's example, we can soothe the forest's pain and also nourish it with new life. That's right, Kupo. Oh, but I wasn't finished with the story. Remember the mage who planted those saplings? He was none other than Jorin, sire of Iohak Pota, the very first Pajal. From that day forward, the elementals would bless select few Hyors with horns, favoring them with their fellowship. The Pajal were exalted by all the peoples of the Twelveswood. Even we Muggles look upon them with awe, and that's how it all began. Something wrong, Kupo. You have a strange look on your face. How dreadful, Kupo. But what exactly are you saying? So the man you think may have become Glipnir was a Pajal stripped of his blessing, and the blasphemy kills with a poison that manifests symptoms that resemble those of the creeping death. I feel sorry for this Iasura, to love the elementals only to be shunned by them, to be surrounded by the beauty of the Twelveswood, and know that he was forever an outsider, all for a child's mistake. That despair could easily have caused him to turn, and this poison that preys upon those who bear the Twelveswood's blessing, the Hyors, just like the creeping death once did, might be another manifestation of that despair. Without explaining the elementals at ease, Kupo, we must redouble our efforts to plant saplings, or they might never speak to us again. Indeed. Well, first things first, we must gather as many saplings as we can. John, wait for us at the Adder's Nest, and make ready for a long and back-breaking day. Oh, my back! I have an emo for that, actually. Interesting. What is bidding, and should you care? Uh, that's a good question. Should you care about bidding? I mean, technically, but also not really. Welcome back, John. Did the Mughals have any insight into our problems? A reenactment of the ceremony which laid the foundation of Gridania. A fitting plan, given the gravity of the threat our nation faces. As ever, there is much work to be done before we can even begin. While the Mughals gather saplings, we shall continue to scour the 12's wood for new beasts that must be purged. Let us pray that the elder seats here regains their strength quickly as well. For now, take a rest, my friend. This is a real indulgence these days, and one you've earned 1,000 times over. Coconut cod chowder. Heart's true. The keeper of the entwined serpents is on the lookout for palms in the distance. Glipnir has not been seen since our last encounter. This brief respite may be our best chance to quell the Great One's terror. Make way for the saplings, Kupo! I love saying Kupo. We've had plenty of practice cultivating our gardens, so selecting the most robust ones was a simple matter. That was the hardest work, so you can help us with the easy part. If you see a spot of corruption, cleanse the taint and plant the sapling in its place, Kupo. Do it enough times and the Great One is sure to understand that we're doing all we can to heal the forest, which ought to brighten its mood. We'll see to the East Shroud. You should have no trouble taking care of the rest, Kupo. Your efforts are much appreciated. We'll begin without further delay. Trust you will not object to my company. I dare say healing the forest is one task for which I am more qualified than most. Hey! Kani-sana's back! Woo! Elder Seats here. Are you well enough to leave the city? I should like to think I have been for some time. In any event, Isumi has finally grown tired of my objections and ceased his attempts to detain me further. Allow me to be the one to consecrate these saplings. 'Twould be an honor to offer words of thanks to the forest for its bounty. Please do, Kupo. A prayer from the Elder Seatseer herself will surely hasten their growth from tiny sapling to towering tree. Such is my hope. As Jorin did before me, I shall approach the Great One in friendship, that it might see through the veil of fear that blinds it and remember our covenant. I need a pray emoji. But, there's a million and one things stopping me from getting one. Anyway. Let us begin by cleansing all traces of corruption in the central shroud. To green tear. I sense that the flow of ether has become warped there. Impressive, Kupo. Not even my keen eye could spot corruption from such a distance. It is but one of my many talents I owe to the elementals. Well then, shall we be on our way? I just want these quests to end. Heart's true. Level 89. 2 more quests. Oh, is this like right outside of Gridania? Okay. It is! It's right outside Gridania, okay. Help? good King Mugumog. I love when you're running the you hold your weapon behind you, but like if you're like walking, no sprint. I love how a bunch of them just came at me and I'm just like, swing. Gratitude for your boundless blessings to offer this gift. May it nourish you as you nourish us. At last, the earth is cleansed. There is a settlement not far from here. We should tell them of the sapling. Bid them watch over and keep it safe from harm. Of course, Elder Seats here. I shall relay your words forthwith. They'll give the people hope to know that they can aid in the restoration of the Tollswood. Thank you, and now we must go. To Silent Arbor. There's something foul. There's something foul impedes the flow of ether. Let us hurry. Something foul. Microchew. Corrupted water. Oh no. Let's go. Oh, I just did 20k damage. I love that. 720. Imagine, I can only attack every 30 seconds. I know there's someone who says that. 100%. Mainly because the thought came to my head and I said it on stream. Which means someone probably does do it. The Indra has begun to heal, and our next destination lies to the north. Near Hurstmill, I believe. 'Tis fate, for we are far from the source. Nevertheless, I am certain it is there. Come. Isn't this where you get, where I get the quest for the, a Realm Reborn, I love having the Firebird mount. Shout outs to a friend of mine who helped me get it. Yeah, it is. What's his name is right here. Gerald is right there. Since fortunately the corruption here is faint, a simple prayer should suffice to cleanse the soil, after which we may plant the sapling. Since no other disruptions in the etheric flow, which leads me to believe that the Mongols have already seen to the remainder. Indeed, the 12s would size with a contentment I have not felt in a long while. But will it serve to placate the Great One? I cannot say, not until we visit the Guardian Tree. Excuse me, but you're the Elder Seats here, aren't you? What brings you all the way out to our village? Corruption that upset the balance of ether, but that we have since cleansed with prayer and saplings. Thus has the 12s would reclaim the measure of peace. You've been planting trees. We have. The elementals have suffered much of late, and with these offerings we endeavor to raise their spirits. Elder Seats here. I've got to protest. What of your people's spirits? We who dread every step we must take out of doors. Oh my lord! Can you just hurry up and turn into a monster so I can beat you up? Like, that seems to be all y'all good for. That terrible monster's still out there, preying upon innocent folk without rhyme or reason. If it doesn't strike us dead where we stand, its poison will finish the job. I know that you are afraid, that you and yours suffer still. However, 'tis under the auspices of the elementals that we may call the 12s at home. And they too cry out for deliverance. Even the Great One quakes with fear for the blasphemous continued existence. To ignore their plight is to invite greater tragedy for us all. Rest assured, however, that I have not forgotten the needs of the people. We bring comfort to the elementals and renew our sacred ties, that we might enlist the aid of the Great One in combating Glipnir and the suffocating despair it spreads. So pray you continue to put your faith in our guardians and in me. Would that we could, Elder Seatsir, but we've been dealing with death and sickness since before Glipnir's coming. They say the creeping death's nothing to fear these days, but we know better. One of ours caught it not long ago. We gave her the cure, had plenty on hand, and for a while we thought it would be alright, but by the time we realized it hadn't done a damn thing, it was too late to call for conjurer. It was a sad day for all of us when she passed, but none more so than her poor husband Supin. He was beside himself with grief, and who could blame him? And then came Glipnir to compound our woes. Supin. It cannot be. Do you speak of Iasura Supin? Iasura, no. Supin was an odd one, but no. One had mistaken for a Pajal. Supin wasn't even his real name. That'd be Elengia. But his wife was fond of calling him Supin for some reason, and it caught on with the rest of us. See, and what did Elengia look like? Well, I'd say he'd seen no more than 30 summers, kept himself, came and went with nary word at times. Though after he met his beloved, he became more of a fixture, friendly even. His wife was a sickly lass, but she had spirit. But spirit's not enough to beat the creeping death. Pity we couldn't do anything for her. He had finally made a new life for himself here. Thank you for recounting Elengia's story. Sad though it was, it has helped me to better understand how much you all have suffered. I promise that you will have cause to celebrate soon. Until then, I implore you again to place your faith in the elementals and in me. Together, we shall overcome this crisis. So the thing that caused him to finally turn was his wife dying. Despite what he said, I am certain this Elengio was Iasura Supin. To think that he was living so close by for all those years, searching for new purpose and finding true love. Only to rob of that fulfillment too. Were he still a Pagel, empowered by the elementals, could he have saved her? He would have dwelt on the question night after sleepless night. I know I would have. Mayhap in the end he came to blame the elementals for his helplessness, for her death, and in despair was consumed. Aye, the animosity would linger, endure, and in vengeance would Glipnir find its final purpose. We have done all we can to show the Great One the purity of our intent. Let us hope that we will be accepted as friends. So this is the Great One's fault then. At least it's better than the Ishgard one where it's like, oh yeah, because we moved on, we found out that you know, our ancestors were assholes and shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna go fall into despair because my ancestors are assholes. Huh? That one was like, hey yo, move the fuck on. It was your ancestors who did it. Literally, just do better. Like, you didn't go and kill the dragon in cold blood. And any dragons you may have killed now, it's just, you know. Well, it's because it's a war. It's fine. Our supplications cannot have escaped the Great One's notice. May it be enough to receive an audience. I'm fucking terrified. I feel so bad. O Great One, may I abide ever beneath your bows. Embrace my compassion, grace, and wisdom. Be still the fear within your heart, and know that I am your faithful servant. All feeling. Passing corruption refreshed, renewed greed, flesh restored. Child of child, covenant honored, friend, friendship, peace. It worked. The Great One speaks through the Elder Seats here. We were right to follow Jorin's example. We beseech your help to slay Glipnir. You know, the dude who you're responsible for his untimely profanity spawn, despair's orphan, sadness and anger, sadness, death's prayer, one and all. Poison pone, wounds unmending, withering bark, no strength to share. After all we've done, you deny us. After all the Elder Seats here has endured, she has pledged herself to you, devoted her life to the Twelveswood. The people cried out for salvation, and she answered. The elementals cried for out for deliverance, and she answered. Only you can help us now. If you do not, then we are lost. She is lost. Please, I beg you. We beg you. Ayo, are you not allowed here? What are you doing here? We've been depending on the Seed Seers all our lives, blaming them whenever something goes wrong, without ever considering what we might do ourselves. Aye, but no longer. The Elder Seed Seer has gone to incredible lengths for her people, and so her people have come to return the favor. If her plea alone is not convincing enough, then we'll raise our voices in support. We couldn't let them make the journey without protection. That, and we couldn't let them put us to shame. We too have come to stand with the Elder Seats here and beseech the Great One for aid. We all want the same thing, don't we? Peace restored to the forest. So please, share what you can, however little. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake her. Kan-E, Covenant's child, walks with man, with elemental, keeper of ancient faith, unbroken. Cannot, will not break faith. To man, render up flesh. Then you agree to help us. Flesh, branches, take and join to oldest elders. Renew bond as one stir. Raise up to heaven's covenant symbol, our staff, all join, all bloom, all peace. I wish they would stop speaking in broken language. My duty weighed heavy on my heart, so heavy that at times I scarce remembered to breathe. For days and nights I worried that I would be found wanting. But by your faith and trust has the path forward been revealed to us. You came hither united in purpose and bared your hearts before the Great One. I, nay, Gridania is forever in your debt. Hey, yo, where's mine? May I rely on you all once more. I bid you take these branches to every corner of the Twelves Wood, and join them to the eldest trees, that we might finally win free of this despair. It shall be done, Elder Seats here. We swear it. Once the trees have been bound together in spirit, I shall carry out the Great One's final instruction, and cast its cleansing power all across the Twelves Wood. Yet I must remind you, my friends, that Glipnir still stalks the forest. It will not remain idle. It will attempt to stop us. Go with hope in your hearts, but do not lose sight of the danger. Let's go! The final quest! I admit for a moment I thought it wouldn't work, but the Elder Seats here moved not only the hearts of the people, but that of the forest itself. Her final task appears to be a bit more complicated than the Great One made it sound, and so she must scour the ancient text before the time comes and consult with the Seedseer Council to make sure all goes according to plan. It's just as well. We still need to wait until the others have joined the Great One's branches to the many ancient trees scattered throughout the Twelveswood. Then, of course, there's the matter of Glipnir. He will not go peacefully as we work to hasten his demise. When he comes, we must be ready. Hey, yo! Aw, no Heaven's Eye. Rippity rip. I need Heaven's Eye. A path unveiled. The keeper of the entwined serpents is pleased to see you. Impeccable timing as always, John. But moments ago, the Elder Seedseer sent word to go and fetch you. She's already on her way and will explain everything herself when she arrives. It's almost time! I do love streaming. I do miss it. I've just... Depression go burr, as I've said in Discord. The children of the Twelveswood, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, branches in hand, to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair into their hearts. They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see their hopes rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals, consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the Ermine Hedge. You recall that the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony in order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest. that the once tainted earth may begin to mend. For you see, when the ermine hedge last was formed, it was to protect the 12's wood from the threats without. The Great One acted as a guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we will call upon it to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nurses her child, to make them strong against sickness. In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Gleipnir's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least, that was what the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seedseer Council agrees with my interpretation, as permitted me to perform the ceremony. I mean, I'd have to kill them all if they disagreed. I have in my possession a single branch, the final one to be attached to the eldest tree of the 12's wood. For all that you have done to aid us thus far, I ask you to accept this honor. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leatherworkers Guild, and let us depart. Oh, it's in Gridania. Let's go. It is a bit terrifying, though, when you realize... Ayo, I'm like the Leatherworkers Guild, and they're like sending me on, like, fucking Narnia in comparison. Look to the boughs above, and you will see a spot where the bark has been discolored by age and the elements. There you must affix the branch. I gotta go up. You ascend the ancient trunk and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the weathered bark as directed by the elder Seedseer. You are quite the climber, and with that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the guardian tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of the Tollswood. And then fight your brother in arms, who was banished for being a good person. Like, that's gotta be fucked, bro, right? Like, a man was just like, oh, it's cool. This guy, he just wants to, you know... He was tricked. This is why I'm not religious. Deities are fickle. Even at the best of times. Y'all ready for this? If it is truly Eosur's lingering resentment for the elementals that drives the blasphemy, then it will surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try to appeal to his reason, but should I fail, then we will have no recourse but to fight. Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Gleipnir. Through the branches of the guardian tree, the 12's wood is become as one. In summoning the ermine hedge, every elm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing ether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Gleipnir's despair. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. Gleipnir comes! Defend the elder Seedseer! Let's go, baby! Blasphemy, Gleipnir. The White Behemoth. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me too, for my horns? I knew a boy once, a boy who called them gifts. Symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings naught but misery and death. It marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn, to share in its suffering. I was not there for you then, but I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. Ayo, Animu Queen? Let's go, base. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. She's gone. Duty failed. What the fuck? Huh. Well, that's weird. As everything else drives the best field, then it will surely come. The thing is, I don't have heals. That's annoying. Do I need clemency? Do I actually need clemency for this? I'm upset. Oh, fuck's sake. How? Hey, what the fuck? Okay, you know what? This is what YouTube is for. I'm playing it on hard mode. That's what's going on. I'm fucking playing it on hard mode because you need clemency. I hate my life. Well, this is problematic. So I didn't think it should be doable. It should be doable. Look, we're gonna keep trying. Right, we're gonna keep trying. And by keep trying, I mean we're gonna do this one more time. And if it doesn't work, we'll do a part 2. Ah, this is annoying. One last try. If I actually need clemency, I will just, stop the stream and we'll do a part 2. It also means I have to put a hold on Astrologian, but whatever. Focus on me, bro. Focus on me. Oh yeah, she's... Damn it! 75, okay. Fuck. We need clemency. We need clemency because it'll heal her. I don't have a other person heal. I don't think. P. Oh, Heart of Stone could work. Where the fuck is that? Okay, okay. We try it one more time. But instead of giving myself... Okay, instead of giving myself these effects, I give it to I give it to Kanye-sana. Hold on. We're gonna try it one more time. The third time's the charm, as they say. And I'm gonna see if I can just buffer defenses, because that's about all I can do. Um... Oh! Oh! I can give her regen! That's based. That's based. That's based. I don't need it. Okay. I think we're gonna manage it. I think we did it. Huh? Oh, fuck's sake. What happened now? Fuck it. I'm actually now annoyed, so I will continue this another day, probably next week. Um, yeah. Anyway, bye. This will be part 1 to part 2, I guess. Bye! And we are live with part 2 of the tank quests because I couldn't finish it yesterday because I got irritated. I figured out what I did wrong. And, yeah. So, yeah. No starting soon screen, no intro, no nothing. We're just gonna head right into it. I figured it out. We're gonna do it. Let's go. Yes, I went into the game a little bit early and let myself die. By let myself die, I went to make breakfast. Alright, let's do this. So, Kani-sana gets everything. Oh, I forgot to put it up. Hold up. We got through it! If this is like 20 minutes...
Of the elementals. By the light of the crystal.
Now that she can cast her healing magics, I can just, you know...
I shall ease your hurts.
Yes, let's go. Also, apparently my resolution is like wonky right now.
Be gone with you. What's will be done.
It's not wonky for this for the stream, but it is for me, which is funny. I didn't notice that. Through sacred soil and azure skies, may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. The way she's like holding it by the like the bottom end. Ayo, ayo, those are some skills. Receding terror, blissful quiet. Blessing, covenant preserved, now and always, child of child. Honor and gratitude unending. For we as well, honor gratitude unending. We could not have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. Yeah, because we're just that useless, right? In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumb to despair. To you, my dear Iasura, I promise I shall never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing, and a duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath, this I swear. Fuck me, I'm gonna die. Thank you, John. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which it bore it laid low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathes a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seedseer, but I should be glad if you could call upon me there. That is, if I may impose upon you one final time. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. Yeah, the resolution is like wonky right now. It's like 2000 by like 1100 or 1200, something like that. Like, no, yeah, it's 2000 by like 1100, right? It's just slightly bigger, not bigger than 1080p. Like that's what it looks like to me, which is funny. But for this, for like OBS and shit, it's just reading it as 1080p. Wait, no, Nofika's Altar, not Adder's Nest. Conjurer's Guild. I think this means it took me like 3 hours for tank, which, you know, of course. The LSC tier awaits you within. Shall I escort you to her? Yes. The Great One's ether flows all throughout the Twelves Wood, purging the last vestiges of Gleipnir's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger and have begun to recover at long last. We have much cause to rejoice, in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Gleipnir to heal. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. You were inspiring to behold, and not for the first time, I must say. I'm gonna see if I can stitch it together in DaVinci. Forgive me, Elder Seats here, but with the crisis behind us, I suggest a new course of action. Oh, and what would that be? Rest. In all our time together, I've never seen you so hard pressed. Surely you are weary and could benefit from a brief respite. Yeah, I'm gonna try and like download the VODs and then stitch them together for YouTube so that it gets like one upload. But I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how my laptop survives it. I appreciate your concern, my friend, but I cannot. Will not. One day, perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Caesar, recent events have given me cause to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I had taken to heart. When I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted, when these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose. 'Twas Iasura who taught me to appreciate the gift I had been given. Had he not been there to help me keep to the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? Probably Ul'dah! Because that's where everyone goes, right? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister and countless other kind souls, through their words and their support, have also helped me to continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. 'Tis by opening our hearts to one another that we in turn open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighter futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them. And together we may journey in safety through darkest night. How about brightest day as well? Not tempted to live wild and free like an adventurer. It is not without its appeal. I recall fondly the few occasions I have traveled beyond. Our time together in the churning mists left a lasting impression. If ever there came a time when I need no longer serve as Elder Seatser, I should like very much to accompany you on another adventure. Hey, let's go! I don't think it's gonna happen while the game is alive, but sure. This feels like something that is the realm of fanfiction only. Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So long as we Pagel serve as a bridge between man and elemental, Gridania can weather any storm. And so I'll continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons, along a path that we discover together. I love it. Though the blasphemy is no more, there are still administrative matters to resolve. If it is not too much to ask, could you bring word of these recent events to our delegate in Radzat Han? It has been an honor and a pleasure, my friend. May the elementals watch over and keep you. Emotes. To Radzat Han! I just broke my throat, by the way. Welcome back. I pray you have brought glad tidings. Glipnir is slain. You brought joy to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Of course, I had complete faith in your success, but had begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. Well, okay then. Apparently, I did it too slowly for this man. This man hyped me up in his head so fucking much that I'm a little bit late. Now, granted, it did take me an additional, like, 15 hours or so. No, 17 hours. But I can be forgiven for that. I did not realize I was gonna need frickin' interject, of all things. Anyway. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you'll answer our call. And with that, you can now dial job-specific gear for level 90 tanks. With that, that is the end of the tank role quest. So if you're following on Twitch and haven't already, not following. If you are watching this on Twitch and haven't already, hit follow. I do this a lot, even if my schedule due to mental health has been sporadic. At best. If you are watching this on YouTube and haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay bright. Bye-bye.